Welcome to Scream Queens Horror Road Trip Podcast.
Horror? Horror?
That is your final girl, Miss Justine, and I am your sole survivor, Mr. Josh. And welcome to episode 71.
Hi, just a little bit of name calling going on at the top of this episode.
Okay, horror or horror?
Watch your mouth. Everybody heard you call me that.
No,
you
never.
Heard it. No. And, welcome. Welcome to our podcast. We're just cruising along.
We are on Interstate 10 East. What mile marker are we at? We're probably, my guess would be like 70. And we've passed
Florida.
We're in Florida. We've passed Pensacola, and we are on our way to Walt Disney World.
Here we come to the happiest place on earth.
It's been a few years since we've given you guys a Disney World episode, isn't it? Do you guys remember the last one? It was Haunted Mansion.
Haunted
And
Mansion.
you guys loved it, and you begged for more.
You
So
were like,
here we are.
More Disney.
So,
You slapped our asses enough.
yay!
Here we are. Yeah, so we're venturing down to Florida so that we can cover Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
This is Halloween. This is
Halloween.
Actually, this is Christmas. But
Yeah, that's true.
the fun thing about this movie is that it's kind of like the best in between. Like, you can watch it at Christmas, you can watch it at Halloween.
It bridges the gap.
You can watch it in between, like around Thanksgiving time if you want.
You can hold it in between the taint and...
No, you just nestle it up to your bosom like a little babe, and you nurture it, and you love it, and you watch it grow into this beautiful
it births
Christmas
in
thing.
Halloween, and then it becomes this just like beautiful...
It's almost like you're Mary, and you've birthed this baby in a manger, and that baby is Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King.
That's the Jesus...
Jack Skellington is the reason for the season.
Jack Skellington, the reason for the season. Let's make sure it says say that on it.
I mean,
right?
as
Isn't
we'll
that
find
the
out
thing?
later, he loves Christmas.
He fucking loves Christmas.
He might not quite understand everything, but he loves the idea and the feelings it gives him. And isn't that the whole idea about Christmas?
Isn't that how we all feel about Christmas?
The feeling in our hearts and our farts.
In our hearts and in our farts. How we feel about Christmas. The meaning of Christmas. What we mean with Christmas.
I mean,
what does
it's
Christmas
so...
mean to me?
It can be very existential.
Yes, it really can.
It can.
The next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
And you're like,
crying
who am I?
Pillow, and you're thinking, who am I? Who is Santa?
Who am I in relation to Santa?
Who is Jesus?
Does Santa think about me anymore now that I've grown up?
Who's Jack Skellington to Jesus? And
yeah, it's a real full circle moment you'll have. Or not. Anyways,
okay.
This was exciting.
An amazing excuse to get to go to Walt Disney
Exactly.
World, though.
And as Justine pointed out to me earlier, this is our first animated movie that we're going to be discussing on here.
Yes.
We've done other kinder horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done kindergarten and we've done kinder horror.
We've covered, Return to Oz and The Wizard of Oz, the original.
And Haunted Mansion. So there's some kinder horrors.
What was our first Disney episode?
What was our first Disney episode? I think, didn't we cover Black Christmas or...
Yeah, we just did Black Christmas. It wasn't
Yes.
Disney related at all.
No,
That's
but
correct.
we just covered that one, yeah. All right, and I'm excited to talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm excited to go to Disney World.
Yeah, well, we get to talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas before we even go to Disney World.
That's true. We have best of both worlds.
We get to experience Jack's version of Christmas, and then we'll go and we'll see Walt's version of Christmas all over Disney downtown.
And we're actually on day 2 of our road trip. We started off yesterday from Oklahoma City and landed in New Orleans. And by landed, I mean we drove our sound booth
for lots of miles.
We're in Justine's sound booth this trip. And we had a really great night in New Orleans, really low key, had some dinner, had some drinks at a bar, got our beignets at Café du Mont. I have to say, Café du Mont was not on point last night. First time in my life, I've been disappointed with a beignet.
Yeah, you bitched and complained about it for sure.
I was shocked. I was appalled.
So they come in this bag, and there's about 4 or 5 beignets in the bag, and they're covered in powdered sugar. You shake it up, you eat them up. Okay, so Josh, upon taking a bite of this beignet, he proceeds to just take the entire bag and just fling it across the room at me or in my general direction, as he said, "I didn't throw it at you."
None of this happened.
This thing explodes. Powdered sugar goes everywhere. All of a sudden, he and I are spinning around, and we're just collecting the powdered sugar from the air.
It was almost like that moment in Gone Girl, where they're like, "Oh, the powdered sugar that's floating around in it," and be Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike. But it wasn't, because we're way cooler.
Yeah, no, it was a better experience than that.
But no, none of that actually happened. But I was a little disappointed by the beignet last night, people.
Yes.
I mean, Cafe Du Monde is legendary, and they're always good, so stop by.
We just happened to stop by, and they were not busy at all.
They weren't busy, and that's the problem.
Just grabbed a not so fresh bag.
They always say if a restaurant's busy, you're going to get fresh food.
That's right, BB.
If they're slow, you get in the old stuff. So we got the old stuff.
We got old stuff.
But anyways, now it's a new day. It's a new dawn.
It's a
new world.
For me.
For me.
And I'm feeling good.
And we're feeling good because we're going to Disney World. And we're going to find Jack Skellington, damn it, while we're there. But before we do that, let's talk to you.
Talk to me?
Let's talk to everybody.
Talk to them?
They,
talk
them,
to
whoever.
The one person that's listening right now.
Oh, guys.
It's just the 3 of us.
Or the people that made us the top 20 in Belgium.
That's true. Thank you, Belgium.
All our Belgium listeners, hello.
Hi.
We've been to Brussels, Belgium listeners, and we loved it. We spent a glorious day in Brussels.
Yes, it was the best 16 hours.
It was amazing.
We'll have to reminisce sometime.
Yes. But hello, we got an email the other day saying that we made it in the top, that we were number 20 in our category, which is TV, film, yada yada, in Belgium.
Yes.
So, hi.
Hi, Belgium. We're so excited.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But no, I wanted to make it kind of intimate, and if it was just the 3 of us, no matter who you are, it's just the 3 of us.
But what if someone's sharing headphones?
Oh, okay.
Or they're listening with their friend in the car, then there might be 4 up to 6
party of 5
us.
of us?
Yeah, the party of hey, hi.
You, me, us, all of us.
We're all friends here.
We're all here. We're here to talk about Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. But let's just,
let's keep it real.
Let's keep it real. We know Tim Burton didn't direct this claymation animation extravaganza movie.
Yes, I mean, there's no denying that this movie and the vision wouldn't have happened without Tim Burton. But Henry Selicks, the director, does kind of get the short end of the stick because everyone remembers it as Tim Burton's. The problem is they slapped that in the title towards the end.
It was all marketing. It was all a way to just get some viewers. Once they made it, they were like, who's even going to see this movie? Well, let's put Tim Burton on there and automatically we'll get his people.
Yeah, because to put it in context, he had just come off Batman Returns, and Edward Scissorhands. He was one of the hottest directors of the moment.
Yeah.
Some might say
everywhere.
He still is. But
he's everywhere, anywhere, up in there.
That's true. So
Timmy B.
In the 1990s, they decided, hey, Disney wanted to be in the Tim Burton business.
Yes.
They owned this piece of property, Nightmare Before Christmas.
From him.
Tim Burton wanted it back, and they said, no, why don't you just make it with us? We'll do whatever you want.
We'll do whatever you want. And then they bent over, and Tim Burton got to take some whips and chains to Disney execs.
Yep.
And spanked, and...
He lived out all his darkest and most pleasurable fantasies with the Disney execs that day.
It was beautiful.
And out of that meeting came negotiations and a green light for Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's exactly it right there. So there is the film history of the Nightmare Before Christmas. You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
Well, so it's all voices. So let's go through the voices. Who's doing all these voices?
Well, let's start with Jack Skellington. The singing voice is none other than Danny Elfman, lead singer of Boingo,
baby.
Boingo.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Yeah.
baby boy. He's getting a little bit of, it's like, there was a little Netflix documentary or whatever that we had watched that talked about him really identifying with Jack Skellington, and he wrote everything, so he was like, yeah, sure, I'll just sing it. I mean, I'm good like that.
He was a little disappointed he didn't get to do the acting part. That went to Chris Sarandon, who does a great job. It's very seamless.
I'm sorry, Josh, did you mean to say Daddy Sarandon?
Daddy Sarandon.
Sarandon,
You're right,
yeah.
I did mean to say Daddy.
Small correction there.
We saw him a few years ago at Frightmare.
Did we see him?
And we ran into him in the elevator.
And I dropped something.
And he dropped us.
A bunch.
No, he's a very handsome man.
He's a handsome old gentleman.
He's a
now.
man.
He's a man.
But yeah.
Daddy Sarandon.
And it was a good pick. He's really great as the voice. It's very seamless.
Yeah.
Before, I kind of got into, not even the history of the movie, but even looking up who's who.
Yeah, just knowing the
I never realized
stuff.
It was different people doing that. The great Catherine O'Hara is Sally.
Yes, she is. And she is Queen Bey everything.
She takes charge.
She is the hero.
She's the hero of the movie.
For sure.
She sews it up, puts it on, or puts it on, sews it up.
Tucks it back,
Tucks it
all
back.
that.
Yeah, we'll get into her anatomy later.
And then there's some Tim Burton voices that we have heard from other movies. William Hickey, who plays a scientist, and he's the guy with the cigar in his hand. And what's the movie?
It's a guy with a cigar in his hand.
Tim Burton.
in that one Tim Burton movie.
That one Tim Burton movie. And then the mayor guy is the same guy from Beetlejuice, Glenn Shattuck.
Yeah,
he plays Catherine O'Hara's friend.
The very effeminate art dealer.
Yes, yeah, Catherine O'Hara's friend.
He's really funny in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, shakes the spray paint cans and
then we have Paul Rubin, Catherine O'Hara, and I forget who plays the other. They are the Boogie Boys.
Yeah.
Or Boogie's Boys, they call them at one point. Where their name's Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
That's right. You are yes,
Shock,
sir.
Lock, I forget their
Shock,
name.
Lock, and Barrel or something.
Not in Barrel, but
Shock, Lock, and Big Jocks.
Shock,
Lock, and Big Cocks. I think that's what it was. Shock, Lock, and Big Cocks. Yeah.
They are the three, trick-or-treaters.
Yes. They're Oogie Boogie's boys.
They're Oogie Boogie's boys. And then there is a character, Oogie Boogie. Who does Oogie Boogie?
Ken Page.
Ken Page. We got that one.
Ken Page,
we knew that
baby.
when we were prepared for
Sorry.
Ken Page.
Sorry. Excuse me. You're such a little...
She's solid. Anyways, moving on. That is our cast.
He's from National Lampoon.
What are their names? Do you remember? Do I remember?
Do you remember? No, I was talking about that guy, William Hickey. He's from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
You know, he has he's the grandpa that has the hairpiece.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you remember?
I remember.
Okay.
So moving along. Shock, Lock, and Big Cock.
Shock, Lock, and Big Cock are Oogie Boogie Boys, yes.
But one may be...
something else, yeah. I didn't write them down specifically. I wrote down the Oogie Boogie Boys.
That's fine.
Sorry. I really fucked this up.
Yeah, we'll get back.
Shock, Lock, and Cock sounds pretty good.
We'll get back to you part 2 of the second half of our...
We'll figure out what their actual names
cocks.
are. It's funnier that
It's I've seen this movie a million times. How can am I not remembering right now?
Okay.
Anyways.
Let's just go ahead. Paul Rubin was a big champion, though, of this movie, and so he does play one of the three Oogie Boogie Boys. I'm your huggy buggy butt. You ready?
Oh, you're gonna hear it.
Oh yeah, because like a lot of this story is told. The plot is like further through song. So Josh and I are about to show you how we both got lead roles in Oklahoma.
We had very
when we were in high school.
We had very fruitful careers in acting in high school.
Yes. The drama department wouldn't be what it is today without Josh and I's
expertise.
Yes. Effortless performances
and
that
what
we
brought to the table, you know.
All right. So let's go ahead and dip into...
Oh, we're going to dip.
Dip.
We're in Florida, so we're dipping.
Dip. We're going to dip, drop, because you don't stop when you talk about the nightmare before Christmas.
No, you never stop.
You never stop, bitch.
Okay, so
we have
here
a
we
narrator, okay? The narrator begins by telling us that there is a forest and I've got a story to tell you, and if you haven't heard about it, well, then bitch, you're dumb. You should know by now.
He's like, so listen up. Let's hear about the, what's he call them? The holiday towns of old.
Yes,
or something.
and so we are brought into a forest area, and there are trees in a circle, and all of the trees have doors, and the doors have images that represent the town that they will be.
And one that has a jack-o'-lantern with a really spooky grin opens up, and we get our first song.
Get bum, 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 bum. This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Oh, we're twerking.
Halloween. Tweak or tweet. Tweak or tweet.
This is Halloween.
Twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it. Okay, so
we just put on a full dance show. I wish this was filmed. Because
y'all should have been here to see how my legs went over.
You missed a Broadway caliber performance while we're driving, mind you.
Nonetheless.
It's called talent. That's it. You know.
I believe, actually, it's called a triple threat.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right.
So we just brought it. It's been brought in.
It's been brought in.
I believe the kids these days say it's hit different.
It's hit different.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right.
Oh,
so,
God.
So the This Is Halloween song is all about letting you know, hey, this is Halloween.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween song. It's all about letting you know
this is a Halloween town. These are the people that live here.
Oh, and
they like to fuck shit up when it comes to
Halloween.
365 celebrating and menstruating.
Oh, wow. But what's great about this number is that you're introduced to every character of Halloween Town. You're seeing the witches. You're seeing the clown that takes its face off. You even get the wind going through your hair.
Yes, you get Sally, who her
you
boobs.
meet Sally.
They keep Sally. Her boobs keep falling off.
And she keeps sewing her boobs.
Sewing her boobs back on.
I don't even want to talk about her vagine. Like
oh wow, when that flopped off in Act 3, in the final moment.
In the final moment.
When that thread gets pulled.
Oh, and you're like, no.
I can't believe it. Okay, yeah. So by the end of the song, they're introducing us to the Pumpkin King. And the Pumpkin King comes out of this fountain, and it's this long, tall, mind you, this is all claymation.
Yeah.
So it's a long, tall, skeletal figure in a pinstripe suit, and he's got a big ass-eating grin on.
I'm like, oh, he's eating them cheeks. He's as thin as a toothpick.
Yeah.
His limbs are not proportionate. He's got these, or they are proportionate. His legs are as long as his arms. But his arm, well, that may not be true because his arms go all the way down the ground.
Let's just say he could pleasure himself.
All different kinds of ways.
All, like, he could fold himself. He could, like, take his legs and bend them back over his head and, like, roll. He can remove his head.
If he's into knee cat pleasure.
Oh,
he
yes.
can do that like they do in prison.
Yes.
Where they
He could just
fuck each other under their knees.
He could just like lift it to the level that was needed.
I hope I hope you learned something here.
I hope it's eye-opening.
His introduction is really cool because when you first meet Jack, he's in costume himself. He's jumping around on fire. He has an actual pumpkin for a head.
Yes.
And then he jumps into this big vat of water. He jumps to a big vat of water that comes up very elegantly, and we just know from that moment, oh, this is our dude.
Yeah. He's not, okay, because they have like a mayor of Halloween Town, but he's the Pumpkin King.
Yeah,
so he's
he
royalty.
And everybody adores him. They want to impress Jack. Jack is always like the number one figure of, he's the face of Halloween.
He even sings
town.
about how he can scare like grown men into squealing like little bitty children.
Yeah, and after he's introduced, he has that moment. Everyone kind of tells him like, great job, and one of the most iconic lines is like, good job, Bone Daddy.
Good job, Bone Daddy.
Yeah, Bone Daddy. But then he has this moment where he's like, God, I'm just so sick of this every year.
I
Halloween.
know. He has his Disney Princess I Want, I Need moment.
Yes, he has his I Want, I Need song up on that iconic twisty hill with the big moon in the background.
Yes.
That
and his
iconic,
little dog, Zero, floating.
Oh, yeah. He calls Zero to him.
And Zero is like a spectral dog. It's a ghost dog.
Yeah, he sleeps in his grave.
Yes. And so Jack is in this graveyard on the hill, lamenting about his sad life being at the top of his game all the time.
And we see Sally again. She's the ragdoll girl who is same height as Jack.
Yes.
But she's more of like a real person. She's
like
real
a
limbs.
Frankenstein bride, though.
Yes,
the evil scientist has put her together.
Yeah, and we're gonna find that out shortly. Her backstory. She has a whole story.
Yes, she does.
You know?
But she is hiding / trying to find some herbs for her garden, or not her garden, but for her spice rack.
And she hears Jack singing sadly, and she's like, "Me too, Jack. Me too. I'm sad too. I want something else.
Give me something else,
Give
Daddy.
me something else,
Bone
Jack.
Daddy.
Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy, give me something else. Daddy Sarandon."
Daddy Sarandon, yes,
And
all day, every day.
Eventually, Jack has walked as far as anybody has ever walked in Halloween Town through these woods, and he comes upon the forested area where we have our circle of trees.
Yeah, he's just out for his like depressive walk to clear his mind, to kind of, center himself.
Get ready to...
Spiritually, he's trying to get that doom and gloom back into his heart where it belongs, not up in his head where it's not needed to make him constantly think about his shit.
He's depressed.
When he's in therapy, he's always talking about separating the drama from the reality,
Right.
He has a hard time with that.
Yes, obviously, as we'll come to see, he really does have a hard time separating, what is making his sad heart happy and what is making the world's heart sad. Okay, so he's looking around and he finds the tree
Yeah, he sees
that's
all
decorated.
The trees.
Yeah, all the trees are with the doors.
See the one with the turkey?
And
that is St. Patrick's Day, the turkey.
The turkey definitely is St. Patrick's Day, and then they have a shamrock one, and I'm confused as to who that belongs to.
That is Labor Day.
Okay, all right. So there's also one that looks like it has like an it's oval shaped, and it has a design with like some spots on it.
That's Father's Day.
Father's Day, yes, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that all figured out.
Yeah, we see all the holiday trees.
Yeah, there's Valentine's Day, and there's St. Patrick's Day, and Easter, and Thanksgiving. And why there's a Thanksgiving turkey one? I'm like, oh,
That's
is
so
that
funny.
just like constantly going to be just like pilgrims, like
Yeah, I would love to see what's going on in
Celebrating.
Thanksgiving Town.
Yeah, in Thanksgiving Town, because
It's like,
they're not going
it's-
to die off.
It's just showing like the Native Americans being superheroes and
Yes.
helping these dumb people live.
for like another year, and
They're
then
like, oh, you came at winter time?
idiots.
I guess we'll teach you how to hunt and fish around here.
400 years later, regretting that.
But we digress.
Okay, where are we at now? Because he decides, you know what? I'm going to go in the Christmas tree.
Yeah, he's smitten right away with the Christmas tree.
It's all lit up.
He's confused at first of what he's seeing, and then he spots the Christmas tree icon. And he's like, huh? What is this? I like this.
Oh my god.
This is really special. I gotta check this out.
Let me open the door, and oops, I've fallen in, and now I'm being sucked into a whole nother Halloween, or a whole nother universe, and it's Christmas Town.
And he plops down into a snowbank, and he sees down below the town, and he is so excited.
He's got to sing about it.
He sings about it.
And he sings about...
What's this? What's this?
There's magic everywhere.
What's this?
My dick is...
in the air. What's this?
Okay, sorry. Here's the thing, guys. We're an explicit podcast, and we're covering a PG-rated Disney movie.
So hopefully when you clicked on our podcast, you saw the parental guidance thing, or we do have a mature rating.
Yes, because we're so fucking
we're very mature. This is for mature people. It's for adults. This is for adults.
Where we get to talk about wieners.
We say adults because this is an adult.
It's
show.
Adult and mature.
It's very mature.
And so again, just want to make sure you know that although the movie itself isn't explicit, we sure as fuck are.
The show is for children. The movie's for children. We're not.
Show's not.
Yeah, our show's not for children.
Okay, so Jack learns. Well, he doesn't really learn anything. He just kind of makes a ton of assumptions about what's going on.
And again, he is loving it.
He's eating it all up. He sees stockings and presents, elves.
Little kids, enjoying their Christmas time.
Yeah, the presents under the tree. He witnesses Santa Claus. And
all the accoutrements.
He mistakenly calls him Sandy Claus.
Yes, Sandy Claus.
Sandy Claus.
He rushes back to tell everybody about this excitement, and he brings some stuff to show off. He does, and so Jack wants there to be a town meeting. So the mayor goes around, and I love the mayor. The mayor's face switches from anxiety to We did forget to mention that while Jack was gone, everybody was looking for him.
Yes.
The mayor was scared sick, and he has two faces.
And it'll his head will spin around depending on if he's anxious or upset, and I love
happy.
that. I like that. The whole town's looking for him. It's at this time when he is singing and learning about Christmas Town that we learn about Sally and Sally's life up in the evil scientist's tower.
The evil scientist has been evil scientisting.
Yes,
and
for
making
a while.
A lot of evil science.
Yep.
With his science.
With his tist.
With his tist.
Yeah.
He made a creation. He made Sally. He is a Dr. Frankenstein.
He himself is like a Dr. Frankenstein.
A Sally Frankenstein monster.
Yes. But she has a heart and she wants to be free. She even talks to him about why can't you just free me? Because he threatens her with I could just make another one of you. She's like, yeah, go ahead. Please. Because I'm jumping from the Tower Heights and having to collect all my pieces and sew myself back up again.
Including my vagina.
That fell out, and it's never been the same since. And so, whenever she falls, or if, he reaches for her or rips off something, he'll, reach for her boob, and her boob will fall off, and, he slaps her butt, and her butt cheeks fall off. And
luckily, the anus stays intact.
The anus. Okay, well, so Sally has once again escaped the clutches of the evil scientist by poisoning his soup. And
we find out it's the third time this week she's poisoned him.
So I don't know why he keeps allowing her to feed him.
I think
he's a sadist and a masochist. He
likes that relationship of you poison me and then bring me back. It's very Phantom Thread, P.T. Anderson.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I think Paul Thomas Anderson stole the plot of Phantom Thread from A Nightmare Before Christmas.
That would make sense.
It only makes sense.
It's only making sense too. And he named his movie Phantom Thread.
Phantom Thread. She sews.
She sews.
Sally sews. She sheds by the seashed shore.
I'm just here for it. You could
Yeah.
fuck that thing up all day. And I would just be like, yeah, that sounds great.
Wonderful. Good job, Josh.
Okay, so Sally also attends the town hall. So everybody's there. There's a town meeting. And Jack has another song that he sings to tell the whole town about Christmas Town.
Yeah, he's going to give his little Christmas Town
Because
speech.
he doesn't just want to tell them about Christmas Town, he wants Halloween Town to throw their own Christmas bash in lieu of the Christmas people. And he wants some friends to go and abduct Santa on a forced vacation.
And before he does that, he is hyping them up about Christmas. He's giving them a full-on
song and dance.
It's his own version. He gives his
I Want, I Need. We already covered that.
He gives his TED Talk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does. Like, Jack Skellington stands up there and is like, let me take you on a Christmas Town TED Talk. You got it. So the mayor is like, let me bring in some people that might be able to help you get all of this Christmas organization under wraps. Because, like, we're going to have to throw Christmas for this, and we don't even know what we're even doing.
And he's like, get the Boogie Boys, right?
Yeah, like, he calls for all the people are coming up, and, like, Sally gets told that she is going to make the costume for Jack.
Yeah, and she's like, she's kind of had a premonition that this is not good.
Yeah, right after the song, she had a whole vision that she got a Christmas tree from Jack during the song.
Yes.
And the Christmas tree lit on fire.
Yeah, first it grew into like a Christmas tree, grew ornaments, turned really pretty, and then caught on fire.
Yeah. And so she's like trying to tell him, no, I don't really think we should assume the responsibility of Christmas. Don't do it. And he's like, what? I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying.
Sew my costume.
The Oogie Boogie Boys show up, and that's the like three characters: Lock, Drop, and Cock. Yeah, Big Cock. Lock, Drop, and Big Cock. And they show up, and they're like
Shock, Lock, and Big Cock.
Shock, Lock, Drop, Lock, Cock.
Panic. Isn't it
yes,
Panic?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is Panic.
Shock, Lock, and Panic.
Shock.
Is it Lock? Is that one of them?
Shock,
Yeah, Lock,
Panic, and
I think it's Shock, Lock, and Panic.
yeah.
But
well,
you guys out there screaming at us
I'm
because
sure
we're fucking
we
it out.
didn't write it down. I just wrote Oogie Boogie.
And our memories are not serving us.
No,
right now.
sorry guys. We have been on at this point like 18 hours worth of road trip driving.
Yeah, we drove 12 hours nearly yesterday. We got in some bad traffic. Should have only been like a 10 to 11 hour drive.
And then it wasn't.
And yeah.
Anyways, so Jack, he's done his TED Talk. Everybody's convinced. Sally's not really. The evil scientist is going to help Jack create reindeer, and the Oogie Boogie Boys are headed to abduct Santa, and they sing a really fun song about, abducting Santa Claus.
Basically how they're like, lock 'em up, roll the dice, blah, 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 blah. And they're talking about like chopping up Santa Claus. Like it's dark, it's twisted.
Dropping him in like water and seeing if he floats for like 90 days.
Yeah, they say like put him in a bag, drop him in the lake, pick him back up and see if he's sad. Like I forget how it rhymes, how it goes, but it's really funny. Like basically like drown him and see if he's sad.
If he's sad about it. Like, are you sad that we drowned you?
It's, like, again, this is kinder horror. This is gateway horror. This is the kind of stuff that we watched as kids and really got us into horror movies. And
all these characters are kind of scary a little bit. Like there's the Wolfman character. There's the Dracula.
A mummy
the vampires.
character.
Yeah, the evil scientist. He's always opening up his skull and scratching his brain.
All kinds of monsters and.
It's just, it's more than just these, like, humanoid characters that are, these are all of your favorite Halloween characters.
And it does have, these characters are, like, goth, sad, things that we can identify with. But, they're, like, one thing that's really cool is that Tim Burton went with the color palette of just black, gray, and orange. I mean, there's other color you see, of course, but that was the main three colors that he wanted in Halloween Town. He didn't want much color, only gray, black, and orange. So that it could,
of course, then be drastically changed whenever... It would look drastically changed whenever you threw Christmas on top of it.
But it really adds to that, like, really dark, gothic,
and the music.
Macabre, kinder horror element that we're talking about.
Yes. I do love that they're in Halloween Town is that, like, 3-piece band that's always hanging out.
Yeah.
And one of them is, like, playing... like the little saxophone and the xylophone, or what's the thing that the accordion. Yeah, and like, it just sounds like you're walking down the street and somebody's just playing that melancholy tune for you.
And I love, they show up and you see them a lot, like the 3 little vampire Draculas that have their umbrellas.
Yes.
The umbrellas, and they're always walking around.
Yeah, they're like 3 queens just walking around singing about all the blood they've drained. And I'm like, boys, I hear you. Blood draining. Got it.
That's what we're calling it these days.
Wink, wink. And all of the, like, horrific little kid, like the kid that has, like, the tearaway face and stuff, and it's, and he's like a clown. I just love all the little Lord Town characters.
So much imagination at play here, a lot of details.
Even, like, Tim Burton's got, like, his little signature sandworm.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's always got that in his movies. He loves the little sandworm popping up every here and there.
I love when the sandworm pops up in Ed Wood.
Yes, it's like he pulls it out of his pants.
Yeah.
It's a little sandworm. Okay, so we've done the town meeting, and we've done... so the Oogie Boogie kids, they abduct what they think is Santa. I love that little scene.
Yeah.
But Jack, who's just practicing and performing, trying to act like Santa Claus, and they come in, and he's like, "You've got him?"
And they're like, we find out that they went through the Father's Day door and got the Father's Day bunny.
Yes, yeah. They got the Father's Day bunny. And the bunny's all hopping around.
And they're like, you idiot, you got the Easter bunny. So they have to take the Easter bunny back.
It's a cute little gag.
But
adds to everybody's, like, naivete about Christmas.
Yeah,
and that they didn't even assume. Yeah, and he's like, he shows them again, like, it's the Christmas tree door.
That's the door that looks like this.
Sally again, she has a moment with Jack. They even kind of sing about it, that she's just like, I don't think that you should change your life because of this. Like, you need to find happiness in other ways. Like, it's a sweet song that she even relates to him with, but it's not what he wants to hear. He wants a costume, damn it. He is going to do this.
Yeah.
And so she realizes she's probably going to have to, like, help sabotage this.
Mm-hmm.
The Oogie Boogie kids come back with Santa this time.
But do they do the right thing? No. They're like, let's take him to Oogie Boogie, which is the one thing Jack told them not to do.
Yeah, leave Oogie Boogie out of this.
He said, don't tell that awful Oogie Boogie anything.
No, but the Oogie Boogie kids are like, oh, but if we give him to Oogie Boogie, then we'll be in his good graces, and he'll, just, like, not pick on us. It's a definite, I would say, emotional and mental and physical abusive situation.
Yeah, the Oogie Boogie boys, they've been abused.
For sure.
And they're reacting out of fear and out of maybe what their consequences, which,
they're not scared of Jack, but they are scared of Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
And Oogie Boogie we have seen pop up, but not, we're still a little confused as to who he is. Like, he's popped up in the moon, we see his shadow.
I'm still, like, even though I've seen this movie a million times, still not quite sure who or what Oogie Boogie is or what his role in the town is.
Yeah, because
he's just there pissing everybody off, kind of being not kind of a villain, but not really. Like, he keeps to himself unless you come and bother him, I guess.
It's almost like he's the witch in the woods that the people in the town are like, don't go to the witch in the woods.
That's the best way to describe it. Like, you'll be fine as long as you don't fuck with him or get into his candy house.
Exactly. And, but Oogie Boogie is like maybe like a pot stirrer as well. So when he sees an opportunity to topple the Pumpkin King, he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Give me that Sandy Claus.
Give me Sandy Claus. And he has a song, too, where he tells Sandy Claus who he is, what he's all about. He's the Oogie Boogie Man. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Wow. I'm the Oogie Boogie Man. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you guys can have a whole album of our singing just from this episode.
Of just this.
And you know what? It's going to win a Grammy. We're on our way to our EGOT, Justine.
Here we are. We just need to get all 4 of them.
Got to get an Emmy, an Oscar, and a Tony. But it's, gonna happen.
Yeah. Wait. An Emmy, an Oscar.
EGOT. So it's Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yeah. All 4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so with Sandy Claus on a vacation at Oogie Boogie's, Jack...
He is so excited to pass out presents. The reindeer are ready. They're like little skeletal reindeer.
Yeah, all the townspeople have helped him and put presents together, and they are not the kind of presents that the children of the world are used to receiving.
But they do come from the heart, and that is what Christmas is about.
That's
Giving
true.
from your heart.
Giving from your heart.
And the people from Halloween Town gave from their heart, but what do? They're rude. First of all, the humans are rude.
Yeah. So Jack is ready to take off, and all of a sudden, because he even has like these skeletal reindeer that the evil scientist has created for him.
But the fog rolls in.
But there's a fog that rolls in, and
That's
we see that...
classic story old as time.
That's true. We see that Sally has put some fog in the fountain and created a big fog all around. I'm going to say fog again. And now Jack can't take off, and he is sad, and then, here comes Zero.
He remembers his little doggy, his little ghost dog, has a shiny nose, so he's like, Zero, the red-nosed ghost dog, had a very shiny nose.
Big a shiny nose.
And so he's like, come here, Zero, you're gonna light our way, bitch.
You're gonna lead the way with the creepy toys. Here we go, Zero.
And like I said, Jack is so happy. I don't think I've ever seen him more happy in my life.
And I've known him my whole goddamn life. And I've never seen him happier.
We're like BFFs, you know? I mean, I know some of you call him Jack or Pumpkin King. We just call him Ja.
I just sometimes look at him and we just bat our eyelashes at each other, and we've communicated in ways that you'll never understand.
Yeah, we like to call him J Money. You know, he's just our bud. He's J Money, J Skelly, J Money, whatever.
We even have like a best friend song. Do you want to tell them our best friend song? We could just like sing it together.
It goes like best.
We're the best friends that ever you had.
That I had.
Jack Skellington.
Best friends forever.
Our friends.
We love you, Jack.
Love you, Jack.
That's our song.
That's our song that all 3 of us know it.
Friend song.
We learned it a long time ago.
We also have a song that we wrote earlier called Caroline Thompson.
Yeah, Caroline Thompson.
Caroline
Thompson. Because Caroline Thompson wrote.
She wrote Nightmare Before Christmas.
And for some reason I was like, I need to remember that. I can't find a pen. And Josh
So we wrote it too. Caroline
Thompson. Okay, so Jack clearly has misunderstood what Christmas really is in the cultural sense. So he got it on the more metaphorical, the philosophical sense.
He understands giving. He understands going through the chimney and leaving presents behind.
Yes.
He understands even cheer. Someone says something like about Christmas. Oh, it's when Sally is predicting. She's like, I see fire and burning on your Christmas. He's like, no, my Christmas is full of cheer and joy.
Yeah.
So he understands that concept, but what brings the people of Halloween Town cheer and joy is a lot different than these humans. But again, they're rude, and they could have just said thank you instead of as we'll see later, trying to shoot Jack down.
Yes, yeah. Jack is like pissed off basically all of North America, and so they join forces and they blow him out of the sky.
Yeah, kids are waking up with like severed heads and as like a gift.
Yeah.
And they're calling the authorities. 911, they can't keep up with all the phone calls. One of my friends works in dispatch, and she was working that night.
Oh my God,
she
yes,
said
please
it was
tell the story.
fucking nuts.
That was a really hard night for a lot of people. I remember being a child that night and opened up my gift. And it was a quacking duck with teeth, razor teeth.
Oh,
and
shit, you got one of those?
Yeah, and it, I'm missing 4 fingers on my left hand now.
God. Well, I'm lucky. I'm a heavy sleeper, and so is kind of my family. So we slept through, like, that and the exchange. Like, we didn't even see Santa come back and leave
oh my God,
the
you
new
totally
present.
got your gift. Oh, wow.
So
yeah.
I, to this day, I'm like, I wonder what the fuck I got.
Yeah.
Was it, like, a severed head?
Or you could be like me, just with your thumb.
Yeah.
That's it, on your left hand.
That's right.
So Santa, so not Santa. Jack has been blown out of the sky, and he's landed back in Halloween Town, and Sally's like, Jack, you dumb bitch. And he's like, no, I've really realized that I fucked this up. I shouldn't have assumed somebody else's responsibilities. I should find happiness in worth in myself.
I will say, the message of this movie is a little muddled, because the whole point is that he wants something more. He's not feeling happy. But then the movie like kind of pulls a full circle and it's like, well, it made you happy, but maybe it shouldn't have, and you should just stay where you are.
Yeah, like, stay in your lane.
Yeah, stay in
Or the journey was what you really needed, or
maybe that's
Sally and just finding somebody who you could relate to was what you needed, but you thought you needed like another big show to carry on.
Yeah, maybe they're like, no, you had something to fix inside yourself.
Yeah.
It wasn't exterior. Moving away and finding a new career wasn't going to solve things, Jack.
Stop it, Jack.
Jack! Find your own self-worth.
You're worth it, Jack. Just you and your happiness, okay?
You are
Other
brave.
jobs will come around.
You are beautiful.
You are important.
You are important, Jack.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's realized all of that, and now he is going to go with Sally to save Santa. Sally, though, she gets taken
by Oogie Boogie because she tries to save Santa.
Yes.
Because, remember, the Boogie Boys have taken Santa. So she, being the clever one she is, she takes her arm off, right? And tries to help Santa get away. But then they get caught by Oogie Boogie anyways. And so Oogie Boogie puts them on, like, this slab all, like, tied up.
Oogie Boogie's whole thing has to deal with, like, him being, like, kind of like a
bag full of insects?
Well, okay, so Oogie Boogie has these dice that he rolls, and his whole, like, shtick is that he's, like, a casino guy.
Yeah.
Like, he plays roulette, and, like, I don't really get all of this.
Yeah.
It seems just, like, I don't know. It's hard. We'll get into it on the second part, but, like, so he's playing roulette with them when Jack shows up, and then Jack turns his game against him, and they battle for a second.
Yeah, they're jumping all around, fighting. They're throwing hands at each other.
Oogie Boogie is like in this potato sack, basically. That's what he is a potato sack shaped like a... He's got some arm extremities, got some hand extremities, and then the potato sack thread gets caught on something, or Jack or somebody loops it up. Anyways, he gets unthreaded, and he's actually made of bugs, and then all the bugs get squashed on the machine.
We are made out of bones and, body parts such as lungs.
But his innards are of bugs. He was made of bugs.
No tissue. No organic tissue. Just bugs.
No.
I guess they're organic, right?
It's definitely one of those, like, let's just throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I like the idea of him being full of bugs, but the casino thing is like a little
what
not
the hell?
fleshed out
No,
so much, or
not
I'm
at all.
missing something.
Yeah.
But I'm a dumb bitch, so what do I do?
But, hey, what do we know? So the movie ends with Jack and all of Halloween Town getting a fun snow day from Santa, who has gone off to save Christmas, and Jack realizing, or I don't know,
that he's content with
that
himself.
He is happy with,
Yeah, he's found solace with Sally. Solace with Sally.
Oh, it all came down to that. Sewing up solace with Sally.
And the 2022 Oscar for Best Movie goes to Solace for Sally.
This is the sequel that they've been dying to make for like years. Okay, so the film ends and everybody's happy in Halloween Town. They're not going to take over Christmas. The Christmas people aren't pissed.
Yeah, they're like, it was a misunderstanding. Everything's cool. The kids got their presents swapped out by the real Santa.
And scene.
And sing goodnight. Bye. Cue some like eerily romantic music at the end.
We get Sally and Jack on that little cemetery hilltop.
And I love that hill because I like earlier in the movie where he's like, oh, I'm at the top. Now I want to walk back down again.
And it unfurls.
And it unrolls for him.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm the fucking pumpkin king.
The
hill is going to open up its hole for me.
Yes. Our pontificating pumpkin king.
Pontificating pumpkin person. See that it's all peace.
Pontificating pumpkin person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are now...
God, we're still in the panhandle of Florida and will be for quite some time.
We have almost 5 hours left of this
Wish
trip.
us luck. We hope you all... Oh, well, we'll be right back. I don't know why I'm signing off.
No.
We still have Disney World to go to.
Yeah, we have to go to Disney World and experience all the joy and happiness and excitement of Disney World. We are meeting some friends and family down there as well.
And one of our main goals while we're there is to find all the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff we can. It's the 50th anniversary. I believe they have a Jack Skellington's bronze statue out there somewhere.
Yes,
we're going to find it. We're going to hopefully, when we go to the Christmas party, see Jack Skellington
We're
and
gonna
Sally.
Go on the Haunted Mansion. We'll be doing the Tower of Terror ride. If it's scary and it's Disney, we're going to be there.
We love it. We love Spooky Disney.
Spooky Disney is the best.
Because in a way, like we've probably said...
Disney and Spooky Disney.
Yeah, how Disney is kind of a lot of kids' first horror movies.
Yes.
Some of that stuff is really scary. Or has scary moments.
And Disney's been around for a long time now. I mean, there's Escape to Witch Mountain. There's a lot of instances
Watcher in the Woods.
Yes, that one's genuinely just scary.
It scares me.
Okay, guys. Well, we are going to enjoy the last half of our road trip to Disney World, and then we will catch you again after we have had our wonderful, glorious trip, and we'll tell you all about it.
We'll be back in like 5 seconds. Listen to our buffer music, and we'll be back to tell you about our trip to Disney.
Peace!
Woo! And we're back.
Hey, everyone.
And we're sad because we just left Disney World.
The most magical place on earth, heading home now.
Technically, we left yesterday. We're in Louisiana now, going on Interstate 49 north through Alexandria right now.
North, it's the opposite direction of south, and we're not going to Disney anymore because we already went, and I'm sad about it.
Yeah, she's been crying since we left yesterday.
I can't seem to like wrap my head around it. It feels like we just got there and I was like, is this real life?
And I'm trying to be strong for both of us, but
it is.
I'm about to bring it out.
A lot. It's a lot.
It's a
lot of processing.
It's hard to leave the most magical place on earth. But we hope to be back soon and let us tell you all about it.
Absolutely, and it was an extra magical experience because I got to have some of my family there and see them take it all in for the first time. Others had been there, family members have been there loads of times, but my mom came and it was a glorious thing to see Mama Teresa.
Mama T and Sister Dakota Bear.
and then my Aunt Jana and my cousin Hannah.
Woo woo! We had a great time. We got to do all kinds of special things together. Lots of great meals and rides.
And we rode our spooky rides. We rode some rides for the very first time.
Like Ratatouille and Epcot.
Yeah, I'm thinking we wrote all this stuff down. I'm like, maybe should we just go park by park?
Let's just tell them right now. Ratatouille at Epcot.
We did Rise of the Resistance when we were at Hollywood Studios. We did
Mickey
and Minnie at Hollywood Studios.
Runaway Railroad, that took over the old great movie ride, which was a staple at Disney for years, but now it's the Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad, and it was great.
It was great. And then
fun.
We saw Galaxy's Edge, did Rise of the Resistance, and Smuggler's Run.
Yeah.
Both of those new rides. And
saw some things that are coming up. We saw the Tron ride being built, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot being built. So things to come back for.
Yes, we also rode on Dinosaur, and that was actually kind of really scary.
We've never done Dinosaur in Animal Kingdom, and it was fun. It was scary.
We finally did that Navi River cruise in Pandora, because we've, of course, done Flights of Passage, but we went ahead and hopped on that. Yeah, Flights of Passage, amazing.
It's up there with Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. That's my all-time favorite. And Haunted Mansion.
Navi River Cruise is kind of more like living with the land. Like it's a water tour of the Navi the Navi
Pandora.
people. We rode on the new Skyliner, so we got to take it from Epcot all the way to Hollywood Studios into a couple of resorts.
Yeah, that's how we spent our last day. We went to Epcot and ate at the Holiday Food Festival, which is going on. We ate so much bomb food on this trip.
I'm humongous now.
We were literally going from like booth to booth at every pavilion, looking, buying stuff, sharing it, or getting our own, and it was a blast. We
a lot of
so
drinks.
Much food. We went to Epcot a couple times, so we drank and ate a lot when we were at Epcot. Epcot, guys, don't sleep on it. It is the best park.
No, that is the place where you be at your wonderful adult kid self.
Yeah, leave the kids at home. Go do an adult Disney trip. Obviously, if you have kids, that's a very special moment in itself to take your kids to Disney.
Yes,
I'm just saying, one day in your life, do an adults-only trip to Disney.
Yeah.
And enjoy like all the perks of being an adult in the park without kids that are crying. And being able to, she's navigating us.
Navigation just came on. Sorry, pardon, we were.
And being able to like drink and eat whatever you want. Because there's so much like just great food. It's a foodie's paradise.
It's like, we also had in Epcot Space 220, which was like an immersive restaurant experience where we took a spaceship all the way up into outer space.
Yeah, it's a space elevator.
Yes, well, we took a space elevator ship into an entire different. We got off the planet Earth. We went all the way up to our restaurant, and we saw astronauts floating and spaceships going by.
You see Earth below. Like everything at Disney is so detailed, and it enriches the experience because even though it's all fake, you can lean into it and just have as much fun as you want with it.
Yes.
I mean, you can be a Scrooge and just like not be happy.
Well, but what are you doing at Disney then?
Yeah, but like lean into it, have fun, pretend everything's real.
Or lean back
for a moment.
Lean back and relax.
Let someone grab you. Trust Disney and lean back and fall into their arms.
Oh my God, a trust fall at Disney?
Trust fall at Disney.
Oh, you would be so supported and carried.
I swear, Mickey will pick you up.
Take you up and guide you. Take his little gloved hand and just scoop you, wrap you up, give you a little pat on your back, and then guide you along your way in the parks. One
of the fun things we did at Disney is we partied at Disney until after 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
We attended their merriest Christmas after hours event.
We were up late at night, guys.
We'll admit it's expensive. It's a $200 ticket if you're thinking of going, but it's well worth it. They close the park down to everybody else. And from 9 o'clock till after 1, you get all the rides basically to yourself. They're all walk-onable.
Yeah.
They have special parades. Right now, the only true parade going on is at the Christmas show or at the Christmas party.
Yeah, the after hours event. That's the only time you can see a parade of more than like 4 characters at a time. Right now they're doing things called cavalcades in like the middle of the day. You could just get like a car coming through with like some people waving.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more true to form of like the Christmas party. You get to walk around and get special treats and
hot
eats.
cocos. They were passing out like Mickey ice creams and popcorn.
Got free drinks. Just regular like soda pops and stuff.
It's just fun being in the park that late. Like you're looking at your watch, you're like, it's 12:30 and we still can get on rides.
Yeah, you look up and there's like a projection show going on.
Fireworks going off. It's
amazing.
Dance parties going on, different areas.
Josh dropped it like it was hot in front of Mickey.
Yeah, and you know what? He liked it.
He did, because Mickey and you were both twerking.
And
like,
Donald got really jealous, and he came over like,
slapping both of y'all's asses. It was
amazing.
It was an amazing show.
It was a Christmas I'll never forget.
It was the after hours to the after hours show.
Yeah.
So it went from like 1 to 3 in the morning, the witching hour.
Yeah.
Y'all were getting nasty.
Unfortunately, Jack Skellington or Sally did not make an appearance at the Christmas parade or at the party at all. In previous pre-COVID days, there would be more characters walking around at
there
these
would have been
events.
a whole boat of just the Christmas, Nightmare Before Christmas characters.
I swear at the last party there was a photo op with Jack Skellington.
Yes, there was. No, we
that
saw
wasn't a thing this time. We were a little disappointed.
No photo ops.
We could not find Nightmare Before Christmas. They have all these 50th anniversary statues throughout the park. Apparently there's 50. And we found a lot of them, but we couldn't find a Jack Skellington one. What's funny, though, the park wasn't representing them, but the patrons were. Like, there were so many people wearing Nightmare Before Christmas stuff every day we were there.
Yeah. And there was a few merch being sold, like an Oogie Boogie shirt that Josh got, and I was rocking my like Jack Skellington necklace, and we had
so many of those. What are they called?
Lounge fly bags. Yes.
So many different design like lounge flies. But yeah, so we were seeing Jack Skellington and Nightmare Before Christmas stuff all over the parks. Just nothing official, like for photo ops or I'm not taking pictures of people's backpacks and stuff.
No.
That's a little invasive.
That might be just a little bit too much for them.
But in spirit, we were thinking about them the whole time. Like I said, like she said, I bought an Oogie Boogie Spirit tee that is just gorgeosity.
And there were like Christmas ornaments with them. There's
the Christmas tree trail.
Yeah, and there was the Christmas tree trail at Disney Springs, and so they did have a
that was our
Nightmare
one photo
Before,
op.
Christmas. So I went a couple times and made sure to give it a look-see.
Yeah, we got plenty of pictures of the Nightmare Before Christmas tree at the Disney Springs Tree Trail.
Disney Springs Tree Trail!
And it was a beautiful tree, too. Like, I love the Nightmare Before Christmas one.
And they had, like, a Haunted Mansion one that was, like, spooky.
Yep. Take it back to our last Disney episode.
We did so many spooky rides. We rode the Haunted Mansion ride. We did the Tower of Terror a few times. I'm so glad we hopped on that and dropped that and hopped and dropped.
What's funny, typically the spooky rides, of course, are my favorite. Like Haunted Mansion's my all-time favorite ride. At Magic Kingdom, at Hollywood, Tower of Terror is my favorite ride.
Yeah. At Animal Kingdom, that Mount Everest ride is so scary. It's a roller coaster. The Yeti is like ripping up the roller coaster, scaring you, trying to grab you. So that's
Everest
creepy.
Is a fantastic ride.
Love that
It's a great roller coaster.
And then what else? I think
we did it all, guys. We ate everything. We rode everything. We went hard. We were walking like 11 miles or more most days. My watch was telling me I was, surpassing goals.
Yeah, we were getting like 22,000 steps in a day. It was incredible. It was a magical experience. One for the books.
One for the books. It was. Oh, we'll never forget it.
Never ever. Never gonna forget it. Never gonna forget it. Never gonna get it. Okay. I wanted to add in like just one little like syllable, but it really didn't end up.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Working.
But you tried. That's all that matters.
I gave it my best efforts, and I'm so glad to have gone on this amazing trip with my best friend, my sidekick, my soul survivor, my Mr. Josh. Woo!
Back at you.
Oh my God.
Final girl.
We would do that very sound on like all the rides. Like, woo! Gosh.
Lean into it when you're at Disney. Just lean into it.
We were leaning so into it. We fell, we rolled over, we just legs up, had the best time ever.
Eat the good food, drink the good drinks, and just believe in the magic. And
Mickey shape everything.
Yeah. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg, but it'll be well worth it.
It is. It's an expense, but it's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. A little bit of housekeeping or mousekeeping.
Right on the top. Let's do a little mousekeeping.
So we have, we found out that the Oogie Boogie Boys' names were...
We heard you guys yelling at us, okay?
We heard it from so far into the future. I heard you telling me it's Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
And so we had it right, like, a lot of times.
Yeah.
And then had it wrong.
But then we would be like Lock, Drop, Top.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Yeah, like, Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Panic, you were right earlier when you had said that I pulled out my ass from Hercules.
Yes, yeah. So it's okay.
It's okay. We figured
right,
it out.
Everyone.
You were with us on that journey. We heard you screaming
full
at
circle.
us. And... you know, we won't ever forget it now.
It was a full circle
Thank you
freaking moment, and I'm so just...
Thank you for bearing with us.
Bearing me.
Bearing her.
Bearing me.
You bared her.
You bared me because you
Labor.
weren't bearing, so you bared me.
Yeah, it makes sense in her head and mine, but...
Okay, let's go ahead and get into the movie, getting our fave scenes. Let's talk about our fave scenes of this movie, Josh. What is your favorite scene? There's Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's really hard because there's so many iconic moments, and you know, I could go with any of the musical moments from This Is Halloween to, you know, the song He Even Laments on the Hill. I'm gonna go with the Oogie Boogie Boys singing the Santa Claus song.
Dang, that was gonna be mine too.
But it's just really funny, silly. It's really dark.
It's very descriptive.
How they're gonna chop them up and throw that out, you know.
Yes.
It's just really fun.
It's what's the result of years of indoctrination of spooky things. You want to abduct Santa Claus and chop him up into little bits and throw him in a lake and see
check
if he
him
gets
out.
sad.
They're like, we're gonna just do experiments, see what happens. Right? Like
it's.
We're gonna throw him. We're gonna tie him up in a bag, throw him in the river, and see if he's sad about it.
And they just find all the joy in it. They are, I mean, they're doing it because they're henchmen, but they're also doing it because they just simply love causing a ruckus, stirring up shit.
And they're also, like, you get the sense that they're maybe afraid, they're pulled in both directions, like they want to do this thing for Jack, because Jack never asked them to do anything.
Oh my God, they're fanboying so much.
So they're kind of like, okay, but we're still going to fuck it up.
For Oogie Boogie.
Yeah, we're still going to take him to Oogie Boogie, even though he told us not to.
Because we can't help it. We're little trickster, little trick-or-treaters.
And I love the voice work by everybody, and just the way they're animated, like the witch, and you know, I like that a lot.
Yes, they are little spooky little creature people, and I was
little
even
trick-or-treaters.
Looking around because sometimes at the parks they'll have, you know, very specific things like ornaments. I was like, maybe they'll have them in the tub.
Yeah.
They've previously had an ornament like that, but no, like we said, there was limited merch.
Yep.
There was limited representation. Stop it, Disney!
You know what's funny? I didn't even find a good enamel pin with them.
No.
And like Disney's all about, if you guys know anything about Disney, it's the pin trading. And I always buy a pin or two. I'm not really that into it, but they're cute. You know, it's like whatever.
Exchange them out on your
when
bag.
When you're at Disney, you just like think you need the stuff while you're there, and then you get home, you're like, why do I have these pins?
I have no idea why I have all these
cute,
ears.
I guess.
Like where am I gonna wear this in my real life? I didn't end up getting this like popcorn bucket that I was looking for and obsessing about.
Everywhere.
Guys, I've been like obsessing about getting this popcorn bucket for like a couple years now, even though I didn't know exactly what the popcorn bucket would be because they change every year. I knew I wanted one.
Yep.
Damn it!
But she didn't get it.
They were sold out. They had sold out the day before we got there, and it was tragic.
Very tragic.
Guys, I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah, of course, We love that whole scene with Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Yes,
And it's very creative, too.
And, of course, Oogie Boogie. He's fun. But there's so much about this movie that's fun. It's a classic now, you know? You can watch it at Halloween, Christmas time. You can watch it from Halloween into Christmas. You can watch it year-round if you fucking want.
I mean, you've got all the burrs to watch this,
Yep.
and if anyone says shit, you can put both middle fingers up.
And say, suck it.
And
So is
suck on
that your
me.
favorite scene as well?
Yeah, that was my favorite
Yeah,
scene.
it's just a great one. And like I said, there's classic
all those,
scene after
yeah.
scene.
And there are all those songs. They're so great, well
Yeah,
written
like
and
what's
composed
this?
and
What's this? Just shows his enchantment of
Yes.
Halloween so well, and the animation work is flawless. It's beautiful. It's gothic. It's drab and colorful. It's everything. Like the
big
idea.
claymation movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and the music by Danny Elfman, Oingo Boingo. You know, he's a national treasure, as we all know. Danny Elfman these days.
Let's protect him and make sure that, you know, we have him for years to come making our movie soundtracks,
Yep.
composing our movies.
Yep.
Yep. Burton. Yep.
Henry Selick.
Elfman.
And, yeah, don't sleep on Henry Selick. Check out James and the Giant Peach and Coraline. I think what was that one with Brendan Fraser? I believe he did that was like Monkey Bone or something.
Yes, yeah.
That was his. It was like that weird combo of live action as well. Not the best, but it's still kind of fun. I remember kind of liking it.
But he definitely has a
preteen.
niche, and he does really well in it and knows a style. He has his own style. So, yes, check those out as well. Could not agree more.
And I'm going 5 Knives.
5 motherfucking knives from me, too.
Yeah, it's a classic. Everybody loves it.
It is a Christmas classic, and it came out when we were children, and now we are getting to show it to all of our nieces and nephews and share it and rewatch it and keep the tradition going, the Christmas tradition, the Burrs tradition going.
Oh, September through December, the Burrs.
The baby
Burrs.
Burrs.
The Burrs, baby.
Baby Burrs.
So.
Well, I'm getting a little delirious from just hours and
Travel.
hours of travel. We still have over 6 hours ahead of us. And
Closer to 7. We're at 6 hours and 53 minutes of driving left.
there's a lot to do. We're in Louisiana for a little bit's a while.
We're heading up to Oklahoma City, so
Woo!
you check that out on a map and see.
Yeah, we've been driving a lot, and when we weren't driving, we were walking a lot. So we have some days ahead to recuperate before it's returned to the grind.
Yeah.
And
The holidays. We wish you all happy holidays, but let's tell them about episode 72 that's
we
coming
will
up.
be next up for episode 72 is going to be, it's the new year. We're going to do New Nightmare, Wes Craven.
New year, new nightmare. But we'll also be traveling to Tulsa to check out some spots we're checking out where Heather Langenkamp has her star on the Oklahoma Walk of Fame. It's
at the Cinema Circle.
Yeah, the Circle Cinema in Tulsa. We're also going to try to do, maybe see her house where she grew up.
Yeah,
we know where her high school is, but we're still trying to kind of figure out maybe where the house is. But
Where she might have been living, her residence, while she was in the Tulsa area.
So we're going to be doing some Heather Langenkamp stuff in the new year and doing New Nightmare next month. So check that out. Also check us out on Instagram, on
our
Twitter,
website,
TikTok.
springqueenspodcast.com.
We're all on all the formats.
Tweets us, twats us.
Most importantly, please go rate and review us wherever you listen. I think, especially on iTunes or Apple Podcast.
How about that algorithm?
Get our rating boosted back up.
Let's get us out there for the peoples. And we wish you a happy holidays and a happy new year. And
Love
we
you guys.
will see you in 2022.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.